What's up, man? How you doing? Good to see you in here.
Regarding how one will love, how one will serve, and how one will relate to the free will of self and others. This choice determines whether one will absorb the energy of others for selfish gain or radiate it to others in free giving. Of these two available choices, the Confederation calls it to others in free giving. Of these two available choices, the Confederation calls the negative or left-hand path service to self. This path and its counterpart, service to others, first diverge from one another to free will, concluding that the free will of the other self need not be respected to free will, concluding that the free will of the other self need not be respected, honored, valued, or supported. The other self, instead, is to be manipulated, exploited, controlled. The other self, instead, is to be manipulated, exploited, controlled, and enslaved for the sole benefit of the self. The greater the enslavement, the more total the infringement, the more entity progresses into higher densities. That orientation becomes even more pure to the extent that they reject completely the concept of other selves of free will. This polarized relationship to free will is seen in terms of that which prompts the service for each polarity. Positive entities await the call or request before offering their service. Negative entities do not await the request, but instead from the positive. Recall that Ra names the negative polarity service to self. The negative entity is not asking, names the negative polarity service to self. The negative entity is not asking, what can I do to meet your need and contribute to your empowerment, but is instead asking, how can I use you to enhance myself? How can I gain your power, or how can I use you to enhance myself? How can I gain your power, or your money, property, status, or your obligated obedient servitude? This is a model of opportunism wherein those of the negative polarity will infringe all means, including gross deceit, are fair game. Whereas Ra describes all means, including gross deceit, are fair game. Whereas Ra describes the positive polarity as energetically irradiant, they describe the negative polarity as energetically absorptive. This is energetically absorptive. This is not an absorption that simply receives what is given, but one that seeks to take what is not, at least consciously or knowingly, offered. What is taken? Principally, the power of other selves through infringement as the negative being advances in the densities. The more that the higher density negative as the negative being advances in the densities, the more that the higher density negative entity can deceive the other self into surrendering their will, the more strongly polarized it becomes. Service to self and polarized it becomes. Service to self in the veil. Both the positive and negative polarities awaken to their paths in a third density environment of separation, where the conscious mind is veiled, separated from the subconscious mind. Negative polarity seeks power through intensifying separation. The first separation, as Ra says, is of the self from the self. The negative polarity sees the conscious self as separate, distinct from, and above all else, including its own subconscious resources. From this standpoint, no effort is made to seek guidance from the greater or higher self, much less other selves who may be viewed as non-entities. Selection and disregard for free will depend heavily upon the veil. In the veiled environment, and disregard for free will depend heavily upon the veil. In the veiled environment, the closing of the heart both causes and sustains the negative point of view. If you see the energy centers in their various colors completing the spectrum, you may see that the service to self choice is one which denies the very center of the spectrum, that being universal love. Therefore, all that is built upon the penetration of the lawn and omission. This omission shall manifest in fourth density as the love of self. That is, the fullest expression of the orange and yellow energy centers, which then are used to potentiate communication and adapted. The veiling process is that which is a portion of the third density experience. Service to self in practice, control versus acceptance. If There are two words that most concisely describe the polarities in their attempts to promote either separation or unification. They are control in the former and acceptance in the latter. How these two energies diverge is a subject that seekers of both paths will explore through many lifetimes. We will only briefly examine how control on the service to self path is the diametrical opposite of acceptance. The positive path, the path of acceptance, is also called the path of that which is, which is also to say, a progressive releasing of resistance, removing blockage to what is, To rediscover what is, each facet of the self in the creation is seen, is brought into the heart, and is deeply accepted. The negative entity does not accept the present as it manifests, and therefore desires literally to control the creation, to rule, to manipulate, to bend all people and all things to its individual will. This is exercised not with the intention to empower, acquiring their power for the individual self. Insofar as possible, acceptance attempts to accept the free will of all things. Control, insofar as is possible, attempts to commandeer the free will of all things. The negatively oriented entity will program for maximal free will of all things. Separation from and control over all those things and conscious entities which it perceives as being other than the self. The negative will use the three lower centers for separation from and control over others by sexual means, by personal assertion, and by action in your societies. The negative entity beholds the universe, other selves, and cooperate with the inherent order of intelligent energy, but one envisioned and imposed by the individual. The negative construct is elitist. It is a dominator hierarchy in which those on the upper rungs suppress the free will of every rung below. Bending, manipulating, and enslaving others to serve the self, and disharmony results. The ability to polarly strong will and self-discipline for the negative entity is omitting the springboard of the green ray and using the deepest negative manifestations of red, orange, yellow rays to contact intelligent infinity. The negative polarity illustrates the path of separation. Instead of surrendering the personal will to the intelligent order of the universe, it aims to impose order through control, first and foremost upon the self. This creates a situation whereby, as the service-to-self entity polarizes more purely, it is not seeking external help or guidance from its higher self or other guides. The service-to-self-oriented entity will look to the situation for a path that offers the increase of personal power. Truth and honesty are valued only insofar as they serve this end. Eventually, service to self, as with service to others, will abandon its polarity to embrace the balance of love-light, light-love, in the unity of sixth density. Alright, and that concludes this episode. There's actually several more pages in this concept guide on the service to self path. I find it very fascinating. It seems to me that it would be so hard to graduate to fourth density as a service to self polarizer. But if you look at the global situation right now, it's easy to see that service to self humans appear to be ruling the world, while at the same time disguising things so the general public thinks that these elites, these controllers, are actually wanting our best interest. According to this service to self section of the book, it seems like all they're doing is using the classic service to self strategies for them to increase their personal power and control and domination and enslavement of the human race to their will. And that's going to conclude our series on the service to others and service to self, paths of polarity. To a quick review, we are in third density right now, the density of making the choice. Everyone incarnate on Earth right now, if they don't want to get stuck in the reincarnation cycle in Earth or another third density planet, we need to choose one of the paths of polarity, either service to self or service to others. And I suspect everybody following this Evolved Sun channel has either already made the decision to be of service to others or on their way to that decision. Because if we don't make either decision, that leaves us in what Ra calls the sinkhole of indifference. And that means that by the end of our physical incarnation, we won't graduate to fourth density negative or fourth density positive. And since Earth is going to fourth density positive, that means that we'll just have to go reincarnate somewhere else on another third density planet for another approximate 76,000 year cycle, learning the same lessons over and over again, playing the same game. And with that being said, thanks so much, and I'll see you next time.
What up?
What up?
How you doing?
Debunking stuff.
Huh?
I've been solving some problems.
Good, man. Glad to hear that. What you mean? What you talking about?
Well, let's see. So the story of Jesus is actually the story of us, but we have it all reversed. Meaning, we were sent down here because somebody prayed for a God to help, and we are that God that came down to solve that problem that somebody needed help with. And so when we see a problem, we have to solve it because it was assigned to us. And then by believing, so God believes in us, and we need to believe in ourselves. And so for us to believe in ourselves, we believe in God because we are gods. If you believe that we are gods, then you believe in yourself, and it goes in circles, which is a good thing. Because yeah, so that's one thing right there. The other thing is we have subconsciously programmed women to do the opposite, and they weaponize sex. Like, they would rather have sex with your enemy versus you. So it's like, it's all fucked up. Isn't that fucked up?
Well, what I'm talking about tonight, actually, is service to self and service to others. Are you aware of any of that?
Yes, I have. Once you reach a certain level of enlightenment, you realize that it's natural because for men, it's always been there.
Well, what's the difference between service to self and service to others?
Well, one is selfish and the other one is selfless.
Do explain, sir.
Well, service to others is you're doing it for others, for their well-being. And then service to self is being selfish.
Right.
That's pretty much it. And so when you service to others, you know that your best intentions is to aid them, so therefore they have the best interest of it. They don't see you as a threat or maybe anything to gain, so you can trust and rely on them. And the whole purpose of that is to bring teamwork.
Right. You ready to hear the second part of this?
Sure.
All right. I'm hoping to drag more people in here and get some input. Low of 1% higher. Raw material. How to navigate the path of polarization in service to self works.
And by the way, I'm very, very qualified to talk about this because I've had a lot of negative polarity in my life. I've had a lot of negative charge. I've gone through a lot of darkness, many dark nights of the soul. And I've experienced a lot of so-called evil. And I'm going to tell you, it's that evil that has enlightened me and empowered me in ways that this end of the battery could never have. The darkness, the evil, the negative, always serves the light. Welcome back, beautiful. I'm going to answer a question here, which is a phenomenal question, and it will give us some deeper understanding as to the nature of reality, the real nature of reality, the truth about reality, which is yourself, right? The truth about yourself. Gina Rizzo says, I love the new channel and I'm really blown away by how much I'm learning. I'm glad it's serving you. We're just getting started. Can you please explain the service to self or negative polarity that Sarah talked about in your interview with her? And why would God create evil in the first place? This is such a great question. And I'm glad you watched. I'm glad you loved the interview with Sarah. Okay, so let's talk about the negative or evil polarity, right? The service to self, what Sarah referred to and what is referred to in the Law of One as the service to self polarity. I use it to run my laptop, right? So what do I need? Let's imagine this universe, let's imagine this universe, this mouse. Let's imagine it represents the universe. Okay, this mouse is the universe. For this example, what do I need to run this mouse? What do I need to run this mouse? I need a battery to run this mouse, right? I need a battery to power this mouse. Right? The mouse doesn't run without the battery, right? So I need a battery. Now notice the battery, okay? This battery has two poles. It has a positive pole, a positive polarity, and a negative pole, a negative polarity. It has a good side and an evil side, right? Those are both judgments, and all judgment comes from collapsed consciousness and constricted energy from a very limited and unenlightened perspective. But notice it's one battery, right? It's one thing. But it has a positive pole and a negative pole. And notice that you need both of them to power the battery, to power the universe or the mouse, right? You need both of them. You need both ends. You need the positive and the negative to charge and run that one battery. Okay, so the first understanding is that these ideas or concepts of service to self versus service to others, they cause a lot of confusion and separation, right? Because they suggest that there's something other than here, something other than self to service here. And that's not true. All service is service to self. Because all service, whether you're on the negative polarity or the positive polarity, and by the way, I'm very, very qualified to talk about this because I've had a lot of negative polarity in my life. I've had a lot of negative charge. I've gone through a lot of darkness, many dark nights of the soul, and I've experienced a lot of so-called evil. And I'm going to tell you, it's that evil that has enlightened me and empowered me in ways that this end of the battery could never have. It was this negative charge, especially in my darkest hours and the hours of despair, it was the torment that I received from this charge that literally pulled me down and then propelled me upwards. Right? So we need both of these things. This exists for an evolutionary reason to power this. The darkness, the evil, the negative, always serves the light. Always, right? And I'm speaking from experience. And as somebody who used to believe in these religiously dogmatic ideas of good and evil, and religion is all about separation, it's all about hierarchy. Everything is coming from a religious lens, and everything is coming from a limited perspective, and everything is coming from separation and duality, and doesn't understand that you need both sides, the negative and the positive, to charge the battery to run the universe, right? And nothing is going to evolve a volunteer soul, a wanderer soul, a star seed, or a light worker soul like the negative polarity. I promise you that. The negative polarity has taught me everything I've needed to know about healing my trauma, or the trauma I was identified with, which was all an illusion, by the way, it wasn't real. And the negative polarity has helped me evolve my consciousness in ways that I can't even imagine. I'm terrified to think where the evolution of my consciousness would be without this negative pole that everyone's afraid of and everyone's judging and everybody is holding in darkness. Now that you understand that it's all regarding greetings, we are the they've done for me and what they can do for you if you will stop judging, and if you need the negative to evolve the they introduced religion into this world so that they could create separation and hierarchy, and that's how the false light operates, through separation and through hierarchy. It's how we get entity attachments when we perceive the world through separation and hierarchy, when we believe we are better than others, right, or separate from others, or inferior to others. Either way, you're operating in short consciousness, and bleed us dry and suck us dry, right? Because we're operating through delusion, separation. separation. Hey everybody, it's Tony Robbins. Listen, no matter how smart you are, even if you're the guy, right? Because we're operating through delusion, separation, where we've still got all this religious programming that's way deep in our subconscious mind that we haven't brought to the forefront. And so we're still seeing through delusion. And as long as we can see through delusion, we're in a state of spiritual amnesia. And as long as we're in a state of spiritual amnesia, as long as we don't understand that state of spiritual amnesia, as long as we don't understand that we are the negative and the positive, that we are everything, that we are source, then we are food for these astral entities. We are food. We are fuel for these parasites. We are freaking loosh. We are walking loosh buckets for these negatively oriented entities. And see, the one thing that will empower you to come out of that state of illusion and separation and collapsed consciousness and constricted energy and limitation, because you're separating yourself with your judgments and you're labeling from the totality of all that you are from all that is. One thing that will bring you out of that is the freaking negative polarity. I am terrified. I will repeat this. I am terrified to think about where I would be right now if it wasn't for these evil bastards and what.
What's up, everybody?
Is that your first time hearing it?
Hey, what's up, Pathway?
Hi, how's it going?
It's going good. I'm just kind of discussing. What do you know about service to self and service to others paths?
Well, honestly, they're kind of two different topics, but the same, right? So
Yes.
service to self is that I am, doing what I need to do in order to come into my own, to stand in my power, my authority, my own solidness, right? It's my peace, my everything like that. Do you know what I mean? Like it's letting go and shedding the things that are holding me back so that I can come fully into myself, right?
Or keeping yourself.
Yeah, right. It's being true and authentic to who and what I am, no matter, whether I'm a shitty person or a nice person. It's standing in that solidly, right?
Yeah.
And then the service to others is ultimately, that one can be twofold, right? Because you can be a negative service to others or you can be a positive, right? You can help move people forward in a manner that's empowering rather than enabling shitty behavior. Because sometimes when we become a service to others, we give too much of ourselves and we forget ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna carry on with this recording really quick and let it finish up, and then we'll touch base again on it.
Yep.
Thanks for being here, by the way.
No problem. Like I said, supporting you, right?
Yeah, I got you too. Like, I think you do awesome work. For real.
Thanks. Trying, right? Just like everybody else.
Yeah, you're doing great.
Thanks.
All right. So I got, I think probably about, let's see, 3 to 8 minutes. I think the end of it's something that doesn't really pertain to it though. So I'll cut it off there.
They can do for you if you will stop judging and if you will allow what is to transpire. If you will allow yourself to have the experience without any judgment, you will find yourself propelled upwards. This is what Bashar in ways that you can't do now. So what is good, what is bad, what is evil, what is wrong. And I hope to sharpen your discernment, right? Because notice that discernment is an enlightened form of judgment. Judgment comes from collapsed consciousness and constricted energy. Discernment comes from an enlightened perspective. You decide when you are operating from your true self, which is everything, the infinitely spacious I am, which has room for everything. When you're operating from the truth, you will have automatic discernment. You will know exactly what is good for you, what is wrong for you, what is right for you, what it is that you want to align yourself with, and what the hell you want to stay away from. Right? You will be able to operate from discernment. And by the way, you mentioned Sarah in my interview with Sarah. That is why I love Sarah so much. It's why she's my favorite spiritual teacher, because that's what she's operating. That's where literally about all of her teachings are about discernment and nuance. And once you've mastered discernment and nuance, that is called deliverance. Right? You are delivered from evil, quote unquote evil. And evil, what evil is ignorance. Right? And so ourselves through our discernment, and discernment can only happen when we are operating from the truth, the infinitely spacious I am that has room for everything and everyone, because what you are is always unconditional love, and unconditional love is everything. I love you. Greetings, we are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased with all of you. This is a perfect time for all of you to lay down your resentment.
This is the last part I want you guys to hear.
Clean with those in your life that you need to forgive. This is a time of letting go of that which is heavy, that which is old, and that which no longer serves you. Because you are always letting in that which is of a higher frequency, that which does serve you, and that which takes you to the next step on your journey. In letting go of the dense, polarizing third-dimensional ways, you allow yourselves to take on the fifth-dimensional perspective. And the more you hold the fifth-dimensional perspective, the more you vibrate in harmony with those energies, the energies that are creating the new Earth. Our sense of what is happening on planet Earth right now is that more and more humans are waking up to knowing that nothing is gained by drawing a line in the sand and putting all the bad ones on the other side of that line. It is time for compassion, which means it is time for understanding. It is time for allowing others to have their perspective, no matter how different they are from your own. Now, if you are waiting for the people who run the government to initiate this change and start working together, you're going to be waiting for a very long time. If instead you recognize that all the changes come from within, then you'll stop taking sides and start taking on the fifth dimensional perspective, the perspective that shows you that all circumstance on planet Earth right now are in some ways service to the evolution of humanity. Therefore, starting in your own personal life, you can begin the process of bringing together polarized elements. You can start by seeing the beauty in everything that you've experienced, and by letting go of that resentment that you've been holding on to. When that weight is lifted, more fifth-dimensional energy comes in, and you get to experience yourself as a lighter version of yourself. So you see, once again, you take something that is challenging and traumatic, and you use it to your benefit. And that is one of the many things that we love about you. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. Evil explains.
So what'd you guys think of that?
Yeah, it's all right.
I'm just learning about it.
Yeah, pretty accurate.
So how y'all doing? You guys got anything you want to discuss or anything like that?
I don't know. I've been posting my new findings.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm setting up a schedule. Well, AI is setting me up with schedule with TikTok so I can go engage in other people's content more, and so I can just delegate my time so I can, do that and take care of all the other stuff that comes with doing this. You guys all know what I'm talking about there. Yeah, I didn't have many plans to come on too long this morning. I just wanted to share that. The beginning of it's what's really good, and Pathway, you missed out on that. I would have liked for you to hear that, the beginning of it. There was much better explanation of it. But
Well, that's all good. I mean, I'm sure I'll catch more and more of it. But what I would love to hear though, Corey, is you actually describing it yourself. That was loud. But yeah, no, because I know you've got all of this, right? And I know this is something that you solidly believe in, but I would love to hear it in your words.
of course, definitely. With the recording though, just so you know, like I just brought that up as a group discussion because I'm not fully aware of it, and I wanted to know what other people were aware of it, and I wanted to know what other people's thoughts and opinions were of it before I even considered it being as something that I should see as true and not something that's meant to, mess up our minds,
Yeah.
because you never know with some of the stuff they're putting out there.
Well,
Not to get off subject of what you're saying, Pathways, but what do you guys think about all this? Like all these posts that like tell you you're about to hit big and your manifestation's coming true. I mean, I can see that as like affirmations by going through them with that, but it's kind of a mind war, it seems.
Well, I mean, truthfully, if you think about manifestation, honestly, you can request the world, right? You can request what you want. If you haven't done where you're wanting to go, no amount of asking is going to get you there, right? You got to put in your work. You got to do all this stuff. You got to stand in your truth, and you've got to match the frequency and the vibration of where you want to go. So, a lot of these TikTok manifestation crap things, yeah, they hook people in, but unless you're matching that, you will never step a foot into it. They might give you a little taste and then take it away, but you will never solidly go into it. Hey, Truth.
Yeah, the tarot cards, I believe those are mumbo jumbo. Makes you feel good though, but mumbo jumbo.
I see what you're saying. Pathways about not being able to see the comments.
But it helps.
I'm gonna fix that.
Hey, Truth Hound. Sorry, I call you Truth. I don't know why. What do you think of manifestations? I see you in the chat. Morning, dude, or evening for you.
Manifestation is easy. It's 1, 2, 3.
Well, I would say if manifestation was that easy, we would all be in it, right? We would all have our dream worlds, but it's not that easy, right? Because we're not matching our frequency and our vibration of what we're looking for.
Right. Well, I can break it down if y'all like.
Sure, go ahead. Open conversation.
Okay. It's just you and what's his face here. That I have a big crowd, like a TED crowd.
But it's a perfect time to practice, right? All good.
Oh yeah. I've practiced plenty. Well, the first tip is to have your third eye open. Is to go through the process of all that awakening stuff, where you are able to unify with others, and there are others who are up there, and once you hit that selflessness and you become a service to others, and you can use that as a what do you call it? The best way to gain their trust is to surrender your something of equal value, or I just normally just say I will surrender my life. Therefore, if I'm lying, they have permission to do me harm. But of course, with that level of sacrifice, they would be able to trust you. And so, you have to give them a little bit. If they aren't all the way past the point of enlightenment, then they wouldn't know exactly how to accept the message. But more importantly, if you can have anything you want, all you got to do really is just work for it. And when I say work for it, I mean literally work for it. For example, if you want a large house or a big house or $1 million mansion, well, you should be able to learn how to build a house. If you don't have the money to buy the house, you can learn how to build it, maintain it, sell it, work in that career path, like a realtor or something, and then you will simply earn it, and or build it, either way. But you have a career in that field, And same thing with the cars and Lamborghinis. You know, you don't want to be selling Toyotas and Hondas. You want to be selling Lamborghinis, and you have to know everything about it, how to maintain it, how to repair it, how to fix it, how to take good care of it. And once you have all the fundamentals, because then if somebody just handed you an expensive car and it breaks down, you're just gonna be like, hey, it's not running anymore. You're just gonna come to me for every repair issue, and then you clearly don't deserve
I
it.
will. I'm just talking to someone, please.
What's
I
that?
don't.
I don't know if he realized he was
Sorry,
on
I
mute.
didn't know my mic was on. Sorry.
Hey, Truth Hound.
I've good. Well, it's 2 minutes to midday, so good morning still.
Does that make sense? Or,
Sorry, I interrupted there. Sorry. Nice to meet you, by the way. I can't stay, but I did see Pathways. Sorry, I did see Pathways here, and well, for me, if Pathways is sitting in your life, you're in a bloody good place. So I joined straight away, and I enjoy what I'm hearing. I can't stay too long. I'm just on my way out, but this is my favorite topic to speak about is manifestation.
yeah, I mean, once you
And
believe in yourself and you know it, it gets easier. If you've been there before, it's definitely easy. Because if you lose it all, you can get it back. It's like no problem. That's why I don't mind the thieves. Don't mind losing it, because then you'll just get a better version of it.
I think the longer I go on, and I mean in my life, not just in this awakening, but just as I get older, I realise that when I get to my exit bed, I'm not really going to be bothered about Ferraris or houses or
Yeah, exactly.
anything material and stuff like this. So for me, it has become about letting go of all that stuff. So because when you come into the inner standing that you manifest every thought, you then start to feel, well, why on earth would I want to manifest everything?
Right.
Problems as well. Everything is our creation. It's our perspective. And so for me, it's about coming into awareness of what manifestation is, because it then turns into creation. And we are creator. So it's the coding.
Right. So I was just sharing how I manifest things, and that's how I normally do it, because I've done it before. And you're right. You don't really need all that stuff. All that stuff is it's meaningless. And well, I do know our purpose that I have found some new purposes in life, which is to raise our children to do better, because that is something that we leave behind after we have moved on. And with that purpose, we do have a goal. That goal is to solve problems.
But I think in some of this, I think it's really important that, in the whole service to others, service to others is given with consent. If people aren't asking for it, then you have to be mindful that you're not stepping on them or the lessons that they're supposed to be learning.
Yep.
Right? And I think sometimes when we do a service to others, we tend to forget about ourselves and we put ourselves on the back burner, and that's not appropriate for us, right? We need to keep moving and evolving for us, and not that I'm saying that we have to be selfish or, everything all about me, right? But we have to be very mindful that our path is just as important as the collective path.
Absolutely. Okay, so as I said, I got family coming around and they just left, so I have to leave. But I did just want to pop in and say hi. And you know,
Hey,
my
thanks a
little
lot for coming in.
conception of manifestation or what it is not. Another one for me is a guy called
Good day, Israel.
um I've forgotten his bloody name. David Hawkins, his name is. I looked into this many years ago. David Hawkins, and manifesting is very much a 4D thing, and it's coming from a place of lack. So creation is moving more. I don't like these 5D, 4D terms because everything is one, but moving into creation is a different realm. You're not wanting for anything. So, what are you manifesting is the question. It's not a case of how do we manifest? We do that naturally, but we're coming into the awareness that we also manifest the trauma, right? We manifest the joy, the happiness, but we also manifest the pain. So it's about having balance. Because if you manifest too much of one, you get attached to it. This is what we then call attachments.
Now you get bored of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to have money and stuff, but just don't get attached to it. It's good to have the material things.
Are you telling me? Because I'm already set, so I'm good. Yeah, you're right.
Well, Truth Hound, I think it goes to like some of those teachings. As things come to you, release them, right? Don't become attached to
Yeah,
them. Release them so that
Exactly.
there's no, yeah, because the
yeah.
wants can
And I
become
think
attached.
we're at a point with humanity now when it's when you fight against that, it's going to be taken from you rather than you releasing it, and that is pain,
Nah,
suffering,
give it away.
because suffering is needed.
Give it away.
Because suffering is needed, right?
Yep, suffering is
So
needed.
the things that we cannot let go of in terms of cord cutting, we will have to revisit at some point during this season.
Can I share something very quick with you guys?
Yeah, I do have to leave. I will quickly listen though.
It's an honor to speak with you today about a philosophy called Thorough, which stands for trust, honor, unity, respect, and loyalty. It's in its first level, and then truth, honesty, understanding, responsibility, and love in its second level. The third level is about true human understanding, reason, and logic, along with the Collaborative Innovation Association. Thorough is more than just a philosophy. It is a pathway that could lead humanity towards a better future. It aligns with the core teachings of all major religions and spiritual beliefs. For instance, the values of trust, honor, unity resonate deeply with the teachings of God and monotheistic religions like Islam and Christianity, and with the path to enlightenment in Buddhism and Hinduism. The emphasis on truth and honesty aligns with the principles found in the Kabbalah and the teachings of Enoch. The essence of Thorough is that it fosters a sense of unity and empathy, which is crucial not only for personal relationships but also for global cooperation. This is especially important as we move towards what's known as the Kardashev scale. Moving towards the Kardashev scale, a measurement of civilization's advancement, to reach type 1, 2, or 3 on this scale, humanity must achieve a high level of cooperation, unity, and ethical development. If we fail to adopt a philosophy like Thorough, not necessarily Thorough, but like Thorough, we risk continuing the cycle of distrust, division, and conflict, hindering our progress as a species. On the other hand, by embracing Thorough, we pave the way for a future where humanity can achieve a Type 1 civilization and beyond, making us a unified, advanced, and peaceful presence in the universe. Incorporating Thorough into our global and technological frameworks ensures that AI remains a tool that serves humanity rather than replacing it, keeping us on a path of ethical and compassionate progress. In essence, Thorough is not just a set of values, it's a blueprint for a future where humanity can truly thrive and be ready for whatever lies beyond our planet. Thank you for your time.
So when you say all that, Corey, put it into basic words for us. How would you like us to move forward? How would you like us to get to step one? What does that mean to you?
I got 3 courses pinned on the profile. They're free for anybody.
I'm just asking for this conversation right now. Like for the
Okay.
people that are just stepping in because they don't understand this, right? So level 1, what would you have us do? Like what does level 1 look like in this real life?
First thing I would say is personal growth. Build trust for yourself and honor that trust once it's built. Then you can unite with your inner self and find respect with yourself and gaining that loyalty. So once you get to that point, you're going to have less low self-esteem. You're going to think more highly of yourself. You're going to make better decisions. You're going to doubt yourself less. You're going to feel a lot better and grounded at that point. I can say that from experience and other people's feedback from how they've practiced thorough. And it's what's neat about it is with personal growth. Say you break the respect for yourself. Now you got to reunite with yourself. So you go back to the trust and rebuild that trust so you can honor yourself again for that unity, and then get back to that point of respect and build back up again. So simple relationships, everybody does it every day. At least once a week, and we don't even realize we're already practicing thorough without knowing it, because you trust the person when you give them the money at the fast food restaurant waiting for your food. When you get your food, you honor that trust and you unite considering the food is good. So over time, you start to respect the people that work there, eventually finding yourself a loyal customer. That's just level 1. I can continue.
Pearl, do you have kids?
I do.
How many kids you got?
2.
How old are they?
14 and 16.
Oh, so you've been through it. That's good. Just curious. Continue. I'm sorry. I'm listening.
No, you're good. You're good, man. Anything else, bro?
No. Please continue.
All right. So yeah, once you get to level 2, now we got our building blocks from level 1. The 4 cornerstones in the foundation. Trust, honor, unity, respect for the cornerstones, laying that foundation of loyalty. But we're looking at people that we trust more than just our everyday acquaintances. These are the ones that we love deeply, our family members, our loved ones. Now we got to take a look at the deeper level of this, because it's now truth and honesty, understanding, responsibility, and love we need to look at when we're taking the steps to practice level 2, serious relationships. Because face it, through the truth and honesty, you're going to have to find some understanding. And if you can understand what you found, because you're not going to like everything you found out, if you can understand it, though, now I believe you have a responsibility to uphold everything you built from personal growth through simple relationships into serious relationships. So with that being said, if you can hold that responsibility, you're able to understand love. You're going to treat it more like it should be treated, because it's very fragile. And if love ain't the answer, we're all asking the wrong question, right? So, this is for the broken, the beaten down, the ones at their lowest points in life. And it can even help with people that are having a great life, improve their life and become even better, because, it does build you up from the bottom up. And if we can understand the first 2 levels, then we can start working on the 3rd level, which is true human understanding, reasoning, and logic. That's where we collaborate, innovate, associate, and start to regulate. Because if we stood up in the masses, we could take the power back.
I can do that. I have some good examples.
Yeah, man, let's hear it.
All right. Well, I think one of biggest fear of men is being cheated on because it makes us look weak. But here's the funny thing: this is that when they cheat, I don't understand how that makes us look bad. That's something that's reversed in the body and the action. They're actually the ones making embarrassing themselves. And the better thing is that we can move on easily because we'll get a younger wife. And they're stuck in poverty because cheating is not a path that anyone should go down. It tarnishes your soul, it destroys your future, and it's just I don't recommend it. But yeah, and overall, you can easily overcome it. You just gotta be confident in yourself because nothing matters. Height, appearance, looks. Take it from me. Any man is good for any woman. I truly believe in equality. I live by it, and I can even prove it. So there's really nothing to stop you. The only thing that's stopping you is your own self. You gotta understand that majority of the time, appearance, height, money. Well, men are supposed to be ugly, and men aren't supposed to be tall. Nor are they supposed to be good looking. Because we're the beast, they're the beauty. You gotta understand balance. And majority of the time, people are going after what they desire, which is what they reflect. So they're actually incorrectly identifying what they actually need. And we are currently going against nature, by the way, because love is not found; it is created by a choice by two people. We've been getting lucky so far. Yeah.
Brother, we're gonna have a talk in the DMs after this live, brother. I'm gonna talk to you for a bit. I think I can probably help you out a little.
I don't need help. I just gave you the answers to overcome fears for anybody.
I can just tell you. Yeah, you may be right. All right, but I'd still like to talk to you, man.
Yeah, I provide solutions. I don't have any problems because I've solved my problems.
That's cool.
Along with traumas for others and a process that helps people overcome whatever they have. Most of the time, whatever we hate, we actually help create. People just don't realize that yet, and once they do, they'll see it and they'll be like, "Oh man, I can't believe it." It's hilarious. Yeah,
I'm taking it in, man. I'm taking it in.
Hey,
I mean, I can give you an
I just
example.
wanted to say good morning, and I'm going to step out.
All right,
I know I'll be
appreciate
back
you.
and forth, okay?
I appreciate you big time.
Yeah, appreciate your work too.
Love and respect to you.
Thanks. You too. Everybody have a great morning.
How you
You as
doing?
well.
Thanks, Pathway. Hey, everybody, how you doing? Thank you
How
for
you going,
having me.
man? Of course.
Hey, Earth.
I'm pretty good, thank you. So, based on what I heard, so there is the way we manifest these physical things. Well, we maybe think that that's the right thing to manifest outside of growing spiritually or beyond the physical.
Well, your people who can't manifest is mainly because they're occupied with several other things, such as money for stability and bills and all that other stuff. I forget what it was. Or time and pleasure, and then yeah, all that stuff. It's blocking your people's mind to think outside the box, And once you realize your condition, it's actually easy to manifest anything you like. You just gotta structure it correctly.
Well, what I was coming to say with that is a quick question, actually.
Dude,
That is maybe when we manifest, is it based on ego or fear of being left behind? Because that touches a little bit the topic of what I've heard you guys speaking about.
I have no fear. I've conquered minds. Manifesting is basically what you want, and if you understood how to get it, you wouldn't fear it. You wouldn't worry about it. I've actually been there myself, and yeah, I've been around. Nothing to fear. Once you understand it all, you know it all, and once you know it all, you're gonna wish you knew less.
Well,
You can never know everything.
Yeah, you don't wanna, because then if you did, you'll see how cruel everything actually is, and it makes sense. It's hilarious.
So when we actually manifest beyond the physical, do we manifest knowledge of
Yeah, you
the
see it.
existence itself, or then we already make our part of it, you know? We cannot separate ourselves from the source because we are it, and everyone creates their own reality
Right.
based on their knowledge or beliefs. So I rather use knowledge other
Yeah.
than belief, because a belief is just a doubt. It's something that's just a doubt. It's something that has no merit, substances, or evidence.
Well, it does kind of in a way, but you understand it. You have to believe in yourself, because if you believe in yourself, then you know that you are, God, and then so far, because you know you're God or part of it. By believing in yourself, you empower yourself, and then once you empower yourself, you can easily structure it by getting the wisdom to obtaining it. And once you obtain the wisdom to earn it, you really know how to take care of it, and then you'll get it. It's really that easy. It's very simple. You did
Makes
you did
sense.
you did recently just missed us. So I did tell everyone how to manifest correctly. I don't know if Thorough wants to repeat it to see if he understood the assignment.
Sure, go ahead if you don't mind. I don't know. I asked Relitz's panel, so
I was sharing lives, guys. I was occupied. Sorry. What's up? Give me a rundown.
it's all good.
Yeah, when Pathway was up here, I did give an example of how I manifest my stuff, but I don't know if you wanna.
Yeah. Go ahead, please.
Whatever. I mean, what would you like? I'll give you an idea.
So I would like to know, maybe, what do you manifest to
I
start with?
I could do anything I want, but I don't want anything right now. But what would you like? So I'll show you how I would do it if I were you.
Well, I'm in that space of
Make a wish, man.
feeling that I am part of the lot, and everything that I could manifest, it's something that has already existed. So I cannot come with something bigger than the source itself and what it has offered to me. So I appreciate everything that has been and still coming my way. So without even having to manifest anything beyond
Right.
what
You
I
really don't need anything.
have, because I was talking about thoughts and knowledge instead of manifesting physical things, money or things like that,
Right.
you know.
Good for you.
So some people manifest peace of mind, and that peace of mind we can create it within us and just sit with
You're absolutely
ourselves
correct.
and feel that we are already in peace, and it's not something that we should be manifesting for.
Radio.
And some people manifest for love, and love is already within them. They just have to discover it,
Well,
or
you
things
actually
like.
need a partner. I mean, love is definitely difficult for most people to find, but if they don't know how to get it, then they definitely need to do a little bit of wisdom to I mean, I believe any man is good for any woman, and I believe that you do. Everybody needs a partner because we are supposed to be paired, so that way we become a complete whole, and that's when life begins for us or for anybody. Marriage is
Yeah,
important.
I do not disagree with what you said, but everyone has their own way of looking at things, or don't need. I don't need to force the source to give me something that's not meant for me, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Because a
yeah.
lot
If you
of
want it,
people,
you can have it.
yeah, a lot of people force themselves to be in a relationship and they find themselves miserable,
Oh yeah.
more miserable than they was just on their own.
Well, I happen to like to be in a relationship, and I enjoy it, and it's fun if you know how to structure it properly to prevent chaos.
That's so beautiful. Glad you've got what you need.
Oh yeah.
What
Well,
you are in a position where you are comfortable with it and happy with it. That's good. I'm glad you're
yeah.
having good
If they
time
keep
of your
great,
life.
I get a new younger one.
Pardon, I missed that.
Loneliness is tragical, just so you know. I mean, at least to me, it is. But you're right. It is all in our head as well. But
Yeah,
I do what I like. I enjoy it.
that's good. There's a lot of people are struggling to know themselves and they try to know the other one in order to fulfill their manifestations or their needs,
Yes, they
physical
need a
needs.
partner for sure.
And that has to throw the sense of the family orientation through the, out of the
Yeah,
track.
well, that's because women are being brainwashed and manipulated right now. That they're literally doing the opposite of what they request, which is mass hypnosis through the media. And I can see it extremely clearly. Like I can tell which one's brainwashed and which one's just stupid, and which one is being manipulated. It's so obvious to me, at least.
Well, I would suggest to maybe take some words back because, if someone if there is a lot of people might feel attacked by saying that women
But it's
are
true. They're not being attacked.
brainwashed.
That's a warning to them. They should know.
That
Yeah,
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
yeah. I mean, if they feel
Doesn't
attacked,
matter if
I'm not.
that doesn't matter if it's a fact or the actual reality we live in. I just feel the same as you, but I can't say it. It's things that we shouldn't say because whatever we throw to the universe, it reflects it back,
Oh,
and
that's
we want
literally what's going
we
on.
want
People need to
we
protect
want
themselves from it.
we want to share the safe space for everyone to be themselves, feel loved the way they are
I agree.
when we are not in a position to shape the society. If you get what I mean,
I am
we
just
are
spilling my truth.
I'm
good.
gonna add in on that. Yeah, I did say everybody's free to come up here and speak their mind openly and share their voice and how they feel. But at the same time, man, like some of the things you've been saying are kind of going the opposite direction that we're trying to go thorough, brother. We don't want to be dissing people of the opposite sex or even people of the opposite gender or race or uh, culture or belief or religion. Like, let's keep it open and respectful for everybody,
Yeah, most definitely. Hopefully I've been keeping it that way. But if you find anything I find offensive, I do apologize. It's nothing to. It's just
No,
information there for people to protect themselves with.
just a peaceful reminder, my man.
Always.
Because you did get pretty borderline. You didn't cross no borders, I don't think, but
And the borders are there. If
I still appreciate you, man. Don't get me wrong.
yeah, no harm, no foul.
So do I appreciate what you shared with us, and it's good that you feel safe to talk your mind or speak your thoughts. It's appreciated. Thank you very much. The thing is that, things that might hurt someone's feeling, better avoid saying them, even if it's
I will
true.
say it if it protects them, because to be able to grow, you have to face your fears and you have to understand. And the truth does hurt, unfortunately, but I do it to to bring awareness and to protect themselves. I mean, other than that, if I saw a person who was manipulating somebody, I'll stay clear. You know, I'm both friends to light and dark. I have no enemies. I just understand.
That's good. Well, sometimes we hear things that hurts us or we don't like or appreciate to hear about ourselves.
Yeah. It's all towards growth, you know?
Yeah,
No pain, no gain.
sure.
Oh, and that's another thing. I think people are definitely hiding and running away from fear. And fear is actually an indicator that's supposed to be overcome. So that way, that's how they grow. Because if you don't face your fears and traumas, then you're living in the past still. You haven't grown at all, which is definitely a lot of people should look into.
Definitely right, but becoming fear doesn't mean to attack others or belittle others or judge others, you know. Got what
Yeah.
I mean? I mean, so becoming fear is not fearing to, you know, go within or hammer ourselves instead of hammering others or hurting others. It's better to.
I wasn't attacking anybody. I was just letting them know there's nothing to fear. Fear is just an indicator where people need to overcome to increase their growth.
Well, whatever we throw out there get projected to us, and everyone wants to feel safe and loved. So if we get to that level where everyone projects a positive vibes and energies and thoughts and emotions,
Everybody's safe underneath my, protection.
good.
Where you from, Earth?
From born to earth. Somehow I changed my picture yesterday. Otherwise, my name was myself, Earthborn. So I
I
was
knew who
born
you
to
were.
Earth. Doesn't matter.
I knew who you were.
Thank you.
Yeah, I noticed.
So we are all in the same planet. It doesn't matter where someone is born to or what ethnic or whatever. It's just the doctrine and a make-believe system that we are separated and divided, and I reject that.
I agree. That's good.
I don't want to belong to any ethnic or any state or a farm because some people choose to be citizens not knowing that they are groomed like a herd within that so-called country. Make them. You there too?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, because there was some noise in the background. So.
Yeah.
Is it for me or is it? I'm
So,
watching a YouTube video.
so the
I'm gonna,
illusion of
I'm trying to find
belonging.
something really quick. I'm gonna mute for a minute.
Sorry.
Dang it.
You muted I. You were going to say something and you muted
Yeah.
yourself.
I was just watching some YouTube videos, doing some research on what's going on with the world today.
Well,
Looks like people are having relationship issues.
Yeah, they are having the realities that they are manifesting for themselves, and we cannot change it for everyone but ourselves.
Hmm. Yeah, selfishness. People don't realize that that thing creeps up on you. I mean, my technique is I would just ask people to help me search for love. Just because you see an old lady there, she might have a granddaughter. A mother might have a daughter. A father might have a daughter too. So now you have all categories of all people to assist you on your venture. Don't just limit yourself to what you're looking for. Expand your thoughts, expand your reach.
Hmm. Well, is that based on ego, wanting to have kids, or wanting to see someone grow, doing the same mistakes and going through the same process that we have been through?
Well, we're supposed to solve them so that way we don't repeat the same process, and we share it with them others so that way they don't repeat the same process either. And that's part of the process is to be able to fix it.
I haven't finished the toit, but I'll just finish it because we see that a lot of people choose to have kids to give a chance to a better generation, better than us.
Yeah, it's supposed to be, right? So we're supposed to raise our kids with the core values supposed to be intact and strengthened, but we're giving them the ability to raise themselves, which is incorrect way because children today are just really dumb,
Yeah.
talentless. It's embarrassing.
Because when we put it in the ego thing, we think that we can actually shape someone's life by giving life to kids, and we try to guide them to fulfill what we've missed out of our lives, and we wanted someone else to fulfill it for us.
Oh, that's just those people being lazy. Hey, light worker.
Hi. Don't mind
How's
me. I just woke up and I'm like not quite awake.
Oh, me neither. My eye is just slightly 50% open.
Good morning, sunshine. That's good.
Thank you. I'm still like, am I sleeping or am I not sleeping? No idea.
I'm gonna create a new word. It says good morning. I'm gonna say rise and shine. Been lifted,
Gotta feed
gifted,
my
and
dog,
blessed.
give him his insulin shot because he's a diabetic.
Oh man.
Yeah. When you have to just feed a dog, that's enough of an obligation. But when you have to give him an insulin shot every 12 hours,
Oh,
it's like freaks you out because his little life depends on me.
but is he suffering? Because
No,
okay.
he's actually thriving. He's doing very well. He's 15 at this point.
Oh geez.
Doctors can't believe that he's still alive because most dogs who get diabetes die young.
Yeah, they don't eat dog food, huh? They eat what we eat.
Yeah.
Me and my
His
dog
dog
eat your
food
food.
costs more than my food.
Yeah.
But yeah. But he's so sweet. How could I not keep him alive? A lot of people would have just put him to sleep. But no.
Yeah, I had a back injury with the spinal. I forget what it was. It was bad though, and I mean I was ready to off myself, but good thing I healed myself instead. That was a close one.
Yeah. Well,
Sciatica, that's what it's called.
I wish for good health, and happiness for everyone in this room.
Hmm.
Thank you very much, and to everybody that exists within this universe we live in. Thank you.
Oh man, speaking of, I know a new.
Sorry for the delay. I appreciate you for saying that.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no problem. It's nice to
I
meet you.
couldn't.
What'd you say?
Nice meeting you too.
And happy new moon to everybody, especially this moon.
Is this the Black Moon?
Yeah, this is the Black Moon. So if you want the Black Moon to work in your favor, you should all just set intentions of what no longer serves you. Write it on a piece of paper and just burn it and throw the ashes outside.
What
That,
about Moonwater?
well, when you burn something, it just like means like you're done with it. So,
Right.
Like destroying it?
and you're
Like,
sending that out to the universe. So if you write down, like I'm going to write down, I no longer want to be sick all the time. And, or I should say, I'm going to write it down like, thank you for the lesson of being sick all the time, but this no longer serves me. I'm grateful though for the lesson, and that's it. And then I'm going to write that on a piece of paper and then burn it and throw it out in my yard. Hopefully, the universe will hear me.
you should do this. Get a glass cup and write healing water, and then when you pour some water, just swirl it around, have fun with it, and then drink it.
Oh, that's true. That's a good idea
And,
too.
and then be
Yeah,
like, "Get to work, water."
yeah. People are like, don't forget to set out water under the new moon. But I have super moon water that I might just put out also, so it could be super moon water and regular new moon water and this moon water. It'll just be everything. It'll be so charged that when I use it for anything else.
You can boil the water. You can boil the hell out of it. That's how you get
Yeah.
holy water. uh, yeah.
Sorry, I'm not that talkative. I'm still not well. Last night I was very sick. I don't even know why. One moment I was perfectly normal watching a movie, and the next minute, fever, throwing up, everything. So,
Have you detoxed? And maybe there's.
well, my doctors are running millions of tests to wonder why I randomly get sick for no reason. And then the next day I'm fine. It's
I know
so
the problem.
bizarre.
The problem is the doctor.
My doctor is 48, I'd say.
I don't trust him.
Yeah. You don't trust him, or you do trust him?
I don't trust doctors.
I don't. Well, I've given up, but this is one doctor that. Well, I gave up on my last doctor because she gave me a physical under 15 minutes, and I thought that can't be good. So I left her and I went to this doctor, and his physical now is taking 3 weeks. So he's so
Have you been doing
thorough
it?
that he sends you to all these tests and things.
Oh,
I've never seen a doctor like him. So I'm hoping maybe he'll find out what's wrong with me. But I don't really have a lot of hope in it because I've been seeing doctors now for 2 years and they can't figure out what's wrong with me. But other than that, yay!
Thanks for the gifts, everybody.
I like the floating head.
Have you, lied? Have you ever tried to go within and try to heal yourself?
You know, I've asked my higher self to do that at times, but she's extremely stubborn and claims that this is a life lesson for me. But I'm like, how much suffering do I have to do to have this life lesson? And everything started in 2020, and it's just been downhill since then. And it's not. I didn't catch COVID or anything. It wasn't because of COVID. Honestly, I think it started when I had a friend who was studying back life regression, or yeah, past life regression, and he thought he could hypnotize me, and he did, I don't know if he said what happens in the past stays in the past, you know. So they say that it's very iffy when you do that kind of thing. because when you open up past lives, the illnesses that these people died from in those days can rush forward and attach themselves to you. But you will not get, you won't per se get the illness, but you'll get all the symptoms of the illness. I'm like, what good is that? Like, I don't want the illness, and I don't want the symptoms either, for that matter. And and especially if he didn't close the portal the right way. I don't know. That's just a theory. But
You're
ever since,
experiencing spiritual harassment?
yeah. And ever since then, I've been slowly really sick. And I had a few friends try to close the portal, which I think they did, but I don't know. I can't seem to get well. And I've seen so many doctors, and a lot of them say to me, "You have all the symptoms of like a brain tumor, but you don't have a brain tumor." I'm like, "Oh, great."
Yeah, someone's definitely lying to you.
And I'm like, just put me out of my misery at this point, because I'm tired of being sick.
It might just be all in your head.
Sometimes it's just good to surrender to it and embrace it instead of resisting and trying to like push it away.
Right. I never thought of that. I might try that.
Because sometimes a lot of people might think that there is someone who's going to save them, but the saver is yourself.
Yep.
True.
You might think you need help, but that help is always starts within yourself, because no one would tell you to go to the hospital unless you want to. You go to the doctors unless you want to.
True.
And then the doctors, whenever you go to the doctors, they will ask you what's wrong with you. Bloody hell, if you know what's wrong with you, you wouldn't be going there, right?
True. Very true. You're like, you're the doctor. Although I'm tired of doctors saying, "Trust me, I'm the doctor," and I'm like,
Open your mouth.
yeah. Your ego is very inflated. Just find out what's wrong with me, or just stop what's wrong with me.
So
Nothing's wrong with you.
if you just get to stop thinking about it for a moment and then see what it's going to tell you and why it did choose you, as you said before, that it's for you to learn something about something beyond your manifestations and stuff.
True. Maybe I'm supposed to learn how to feel what it's like to be chronically ill, because I'm supposed to help somebody later on in life who'll have that problem. But it's worth a try. Thank you. Anyway, I just wanted to pop on and say hello.
Hello.
I appreciate.
Thank you for coming. You're appreciated. You're always welcome.
Hold on one second. I just wanted to let you know I have 3 free courses pinned on the top of my profile, and I'm looking for feedback on how I can improve those. So if anybody's interested, please check them out and leave feedback, good or bad, don't matter. I just need feedback. I'm not pushing this on anybody. It's just got to be on free will. So anybody that think they might want to check it out, please do.
Oh yeah, I'll take a look.
Awesome. Thank you.
And it was nice meeting you. I love everything you post.
Well, I'm telling you what, anytime you see me live, come on in. You're always welcome.
Oh, thanks. And have a great day. Have a great day, everybody.
You too. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Guys, I got to get off here too for a little while. I will be back on probably in a couple hours or so. But I'll make sure I got to post ahead of time. And that way I can send them out to you guys. I'll go ahead and tag you two in it when I do the post. That sound good?
Sounds good. Thank you very much for having me.
and just so you know, you guys are both monitors now on my lives. So,
Oh,
it's not, if you don't want to be a monitor, let me know. But if you're cool with that, then you'll be able to look deeper into that and see what it all entails. What's cool, if you're a moderator, you get recordings of the lives too. So,
yeah. Okay. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
of
That
course,
means a lot.
cool,
That
awesome.
means a lot. Thank you. Much love, brother.
Much love, man. Hell yeah, right on. Always. All right, guys, you have a good one. I'll see you around.
See you later. Thank you.
Yeah,
Bye.
we-
Cheers. Bye.